Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I figured I would start this vlog off with a shot of Marley because so many people have been mentioning her. So it's quite early in the morning, and I don't think the time's really showing up, but it's like 5 in the morning. I usually wake up around 4, and the only way to keep Marley calm is just to cuddle in bed with her so that John can actually sleep, until a decent hour. And so I find if I turn the light on and just stay in bed with her, she's pretty calm. She gets really cute here in a second. She reminds me of a sloth sometimes. So I am now sleeping in the other bedroom, so that's why it doesn't look familiar. For a few reasons. I haven't been feeling well at all, and I don't get as good of sleep when John and I sleep in the same bed, so I just decided, I probably should have done this a long time ago, I just decided to get a bed and put it in this room. I have been sleeping much better than I was. Not perfect, but better. I just think lack of sleep can cause all kinds of problems, and it just worries me. So this is the room I'm in. So currently, it sort of used to be like my office craft room, so there's a bunch of stuff in here. So I've been trying to clear it out a little because I do prefer a more minimal space, especially this space where I'm sleeping. So but I haven't been feeling well either, so it's like a journey. So I've been starting to feel much better at this point, so I wanted to try to work on that. So first thing I'm doing is a lot of laundry, but the day before I had got these 2 nightstands from Facebook Marketplace, so I was excited about that. I wanted to change the furniture around in the room because I thought it would look better. So I think both of these were $30 together, maybe $40. I love this one so much. This is exactly my vibe. So I was super happy about that. I don't really care that they didn't match. This one is in rough shape, but I think not anytime soon, but next spring maybe I might sand it down and restain it or something. But it is really good quality. It just looks in rough shape. So I noticed that there was a piece of wax paper as a little drawer liner in there, and I thought that was so cute. So my plan is to clean those and bring them upstairs. So I'm just making a smoothie first. I've been trying to drink a smoothie every single day, a green smoothie. So I use greens powder. I can't find the ones that I used to get, but I've been using those. They're not bad. And then I just have a vegan protein powder that I like. The bottles are so big that I just keep it in a mason jar a little bit at a time. But I usually do frozen strawberries. I do some type of unsweetened yogurt. I've been really liking this one lately. Then I do orange juice and some plant milk. And sometimes I put half a banana in. It's sort of Orange Julius vibes. It kind of looks gray because of the strawberries and the greens, but it's really good. I used to be able to just drink greens with water, like a wheatgrass shot or something, and I don't know how I used to be able to do it because now I just can't. But anyway, getting back to cleaning, I usually don't use harsh chemical cleaners with bleach and stuff in it, except when I thrift things, which I guess is kind of a lot. I need to use something harsh on it first, in order for my mind to be okay. And then I usually will clean it with that, and then I'll just clean it with the regular cleaner that I use, and then it makes me feel okay. So got those cleaned, and then I brought them upstairs. My goal was to be able to turn the bed against this wall and have both nightstands and my little vanity, because I really like the vanity there. I didn't really have anywhere else to move it to. So that was my goal. So I didn't know if it would actually work or not. Spoiler, it didn't. But I had a measuring tape and measured it to see if it would work. I've been using that bookshelf as a makeshift nightstand, but the only other place I can move that is that wall because of the slanted walls. It makes it a little more challenging. So, but like I said, I measured, but it just wasn't gonna fit. It was just the tiniest bit too, like just maybe an inch or two. So I was slightly disappointed, but I did get the bed turned around. Marley loves me being in this room so much because this is the room that she usually slept in all the time. So now there's someone in here with her, and she has been purring so loud, and she loves prancing back and forth between the chair and the bed. I used to have this bench in here for her like for years, so I was really like worried about taking it away from her, but I brought that blue chair up in here, and I put the blanket on the chair and she's fine with it, but she does like to get in bed with me a lot too. But she basically spends all of her time in this room, and she's really happy to have me in here because I would say like most of the last several months I've spent pretty much all my time in here, either in this bed or in the chair, just like watching TV and feeling like crap. So even though my original plan didn't work out exactly, I made do, and I'm fine with the way that it turned out. So after I got that part done, it was like kind of lunch-ish time. So I'm having this like rice bowl. It's kind of like Philly cheesesteak kind of. We had this like vegan steak strips, so I made that. And then of course this is where she is like all the time, just sleeping in the chair. And my laundry had finished, so I pretty much took like over a week, I think, to get all this stuff done, because I would just do a little bit every day because I didn't want to overdo it. But look how cute she is. I'm like leaving in all the clips I've taken of Marley because so many people have mentioned wanting to see her or missing her. So I figured I would just leave them all in. And I know this is a really long video, but believe it or not, I actually probably cut out like a half hour's worth of footage. So I tried my best. So I had like converted the bookshelf into a little TV stand, and I had got this contact paper and put it on, like made a backing on it, and I had a little piece left, so I thought, oh, I should put that on top of here. It didn't exactly work out nice, but here is the bed. So because I was actually really sad about having to sleep in here. It took like a long time for me to like come to terms with it, I guess, because I'm the kind of person that I really like sleeping next to the person I love. But I'm trying to like focus on the positive things. So one positive thing is I can use some of the vintage sheets I have because it's a double bed. So and I got this new comforter that sort of is like supposed to look vintage. So I don't know, I'm trying to focus on the positive things, but I ended up using the other nightstand next to the chair. I thought, well, this could be a good little side table next to the chair. Looks a little crowded with the whole AC unit in there, but it's gone now because we're into like more fall weather. But at the time, this is like the end of August, so got the bookshelf moved over, which is so hard to do. That weighs so much because it's made from like real wood. It just has this like coating over the top of it, but it's made from real wood. So mostly what I have in here is just books, I've realized. So I had a bunch up on the desk that I wanted to clear off, and I haven't even been buying books lately because I have so many that I want to read, but I do keep magazines here too. So I used to buy magazines at thrift stores, but since I don't live close to thrift stores anymore, I just subscribe. When we moved here, I subscribed to a couple of magazines because that's what I like to do before bed instead of like scrolling on my phone or something. But I do actually have a bunch of like they've built up because I wasn't doing it for a while. And then I have some vintage magazines. It's funny, that one of, I guess now, King Charles, that's like from years before he even like married Princess Diana. I have all these like 70s magazines. I don't really know what to do with them. They're like all cut up. Like I didn't cut them, but they were like that when I bought them. But I also don't want to throw them away. So I've just been keeping them there. Yeah, so then it's the next day now, like a different day, and I decided to clean out my closet because I was getting ready to put a bunch of laundry away, and I had pulled out all of my like fall sweaters, which I thought that I filmed, but maybe I didn't, because I couldn't find the footage if I did. So anyway, this closet I made a video about like a couple of years ago now. It's still basically the same, so if you wanted to watch that, I could link that below. But I realized it would be actually really great to clean up the closet with this bed here now, because I could just put everything on the bed and it's right next to the closet. So I don't have an actual dresser. I just use these bins in the cube shelf. So I did those first, and then I also wanted to put away all of the summer stuff that I wasn't going to wear anymore. Like this whole bin was filled with shorts, so I usually just like put away seasonal clothing and pull out, more fall stuff. But I got all of that done. I was able to use one of those wicker baskets that I wasn't using for anything else. And then after I got that done, I did all the hanging clothes. The way I like to clean out the closet is I just take everything out, and then I only put back in like what I want. I actually took a long time to do this because I tried on a bunch of stuff, but I had like a donation pile started. I had like a garbage bag in here anyway for like cleaning and stuff, and then I had like a sell thing. I had this dress in the closet that we had picked up to sell, but then I kind of liked it, so I thought, oh well, maybe I'll wear that, but I never ended up wearing it, so I'm just putting it back in the sell pile. And yeah, I do the trick with the hangers where you flip the hangers around, so then you can tell, like once you wear something, you put it back the right way. I feel like that's a really good method, because then you can see if you wore something. I usually do this probably like 3 or 4 times a year, so if I notice something has been not worn in like a year, it's probably okay to get rid of it. And then I did my shoes too. I found this, I think I might have shown it in a video, but I found this like vintage, probably I'm guessing 80s, like blouse, I guess, that I loved so much. It looks really big though, but I was like, oh, it'll be fine. It was way, way, way too big. Like I even thought about how I could possibly sew it to make it smaller, but so I think I'm just gonna have to let it go. So basically I spent the whole morning doing that. And then I'm having a little lunch, this little like grain bowl. That's like my go-to, is like a grain bowl or a salad these days, along with the smoothie. And if I can get those two things in me like for a day, I feel good. Unfortunately, the next day I woke up and I was not feeling good, so I have like all of my supplies out for when I feel this way. And I had been up for probably 5 hours at this point, even though it's only a little after 8. And the first thing I do, I can usually tell as soon as I wake up. It's like a weird feeling I get. I don't even know how to describe it to like anything else, but I usually take pain medication right away to try and like make it so it doesn't get so bad. And then I have this pain meditation that I do that's like 3 hours long, and that I can't say for sure that it's just that, because I am taking pain medication, but I find those two things combined really, like ever since I started doing the pain meditation, it's made this like huge improvement. So I usually can get to the point where I'm not feeling so bad, where like I don't need to be in the dark basically, but I definitely have some health anxiety, so I usually try to watch TV to keep my mind occupied, because I usually have to just stay in the same position for hours to let it pass. So I had made coffee, like I couldn't even drink the coffee. It was like cold sitting there for hours, but I did drink it. Gatorade usually helps too, so I usually always have that in the house. So anyway, I had a bunch of episodes of Dynasty to watch, so I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna have to do. But I keep like this big ice pack there, and that's how I keep getting my face cloth colder when it starts to get warm. So I was able to drink the coffee after a while. So after laying there for a few hours, I did have an order that had to get mailed out, so I sold this vintage perfume, and I love this so much. I thought about keeping it so many times, but ultimately I decided to sell it. So I had to get that packed because John was going to the post office. So anyway, I think it was like the last day that I could wait. So I had to get that packed. So I had to get up and do that, which I guess I wasn't feeling like. I was feeling okay enough to get up and do it, but I think I got like right back in bed after I got it packed. It's such a pretty bottle. Like, I thought about keeping it so many times to like put on my vanity or something, but ultimately I just, like, I don't know. I just figured, do I need this? Probably not. Yeah. So after I got that done, I just came upstairs and I was having a salad to eat for dinner. Marley, she's so cute. She loves it when I'm not feeling well, because then I'm just laying in bed and she can cuddle with me, but still watching some Dynasty. So these were like the very last episodes of Dynasty that I was watching, and yeah, it's been about a month since it's been over and I miss it. But the next day, usually after a migraine, I feel like better, but it's also like a weird feeling, like super drained. So I wasn't planning on doing a whole lot, but I did get out all my Christmas sweaters because I thought I should just go through those at the same time. And then since I had finished Dynasty, I have this Dallas box set, which I've never watched. Like, I shouldn't say that. I've probably seen episodes before, but I haven't like really watched Dallas before, because I was quite young when, or like I wasn't even born yet when it came out, but I was quite young when it was on TV. So I brought that upstairs because I thought maybe I'd start that after Dynasty finished. So I just went through all of my sweaters. This is like my favorite one. I've had it the longest. It's super lightweight, so I just usually wear it around the house. This one I've had for a long time too, and I loved it when I first got it, but I've noticed I haven't worn it for the past couple of years at all, so I ended up donating that one. A lot of these I actually just picked up like this year since last Christmas while we're out thrifting, so I just put all of them in, like, I just put them all away and don't look at them. So I had forgot a bunch. I had forgot that I found this new with tags one. It says cashmere, but I think that's just the name of it because it was not made from actual cashmere. But I loved this one, so I was so happy like remembering that I had bought that one. I was also very excited about this because I had forgot about this one, because I think John had actually found this for me, this Mean Girls sweatshirt, so love that. And then yeah, I just have some pajamas as well. I think I ended up getting rid of like maybe 4 or 5 things, because like realistically, like how many Christmas sweaters do I need? Like, if you wore something different Christmas, like every day of the week, you probably only really need like 7 things. So, but a lot of these I had got, like the Snoopy one. I had just got that this year too. And then I think there was like a Mickey one. Yeah. But usually I'm always wearing a sweater in the house because like it keeps our heating costs low. So, and then I have some t-shirts, but I had 2 of the like that same movie, so I think I did donate one of those. This Hello Kitty Christmas t-shirt too. I think I just found that this year. And then I also found this like Peanuts one. Yeah, I actually found like so many Christmas things I'd forgot. I love this Mickey one. It looks very like vintage looking, but it's like really, really big. It actually looks very wide as well, which is really weird. But it's super, super soft. I almost donated it, but then when I felt how soft it was, I was like, well, I could always sleep in this if it's like way too big. So, and then I was eating some leftovers from the other day. Usually whenever I cook, I would always make enough for like a couple of days. That way, if I didn't feel good, I would just have food already ready, which is really great. And then I had a whole bunch of cords to go through, which I had a ton of like duplicate cords, and so I was able to just keep like 3 out of that whole thing. And then, so the next day I woke up feeling fine, which was great. I'm always grateful when I wake up and feel good. So I was feeling very festive and very fall. So I got out. I had all this coffee from last year. Like, I didn't even open like 2 of those bags, but I find if you keep coffee beans in your freezer, like, it'll be good for, I would say, a year. I'm gonna have to drink all this coffee this year, but I decided to just fill up all of my reusable pods with pumpkin coffee because I'm the only one that drinks it. So did that, got out some like fall Halloween mugs. And then, so I had to make pumpkin coffee, but I have this caramel creamer, so it's like pumpkin caramel flavored coffee. I do use some regular creamer too, though, because I found the other creamer, like the flavored creamers, are just really sweet because they obviously have more sugar in it. So then I wanted to get to decorating. John had brought the bins up from the storage unit, so I don't actually have that much fall stuff, just these 2 bins. And I didn't really film myself decorating. I think I have in past years, but I usually just put everything like on the table so I can see what I have. And I had this candle left over from last year, so I decided to light that. I've been really struggling to find these candles this year, but obviously I had to break out my favorite fall cleaner as well, which I already had broke out for cleaning the nightstands earlier. I actually had like some left over from last year, so I didn't have to order any. But yeah, it's been really hard to find fall candles. You'll see in like upcoming videos. I go on this like major hunt for them. And then I just decided to put on one of those like a Hallmark Christmas movie, but they're fall instead of Christmas. I don't know how long they've been doing them, but I think I only discovered them like last year. But they're just so, like, it's so fall. I mean, they're super cheesy, just like the Christmas ones. But so like I said, I don't have a ton of stuff. Probably every year I might get like a couple things. And so I got this bird. I have a couple already, and I noticed that they had some different ones this year, so I got this one. This one was like the best one. They're not like the best quality, but I just think they're really cute, and since I already had a couple, I was like, okay, we can add a new member. And then I just got this little wooden sign. I think it was like $1.25, $1.50. This is just from like our dollar store. It's not Dollar Tree, it's a different one in Canada. It's called Dollarama. Although like basically everything is like nothing's $1, but most things are like $4 or $5. So it used to be that everything was $1, but not for a long time. So then I also got these 2 canister glass jars that are like in the shape of skulls. I don't know, I saw them and I thought that's something that if I don't get it, I might regret. And I also got some orange lights as well, but they didn't have very many of them when I went, so I was like, if we want to get some, we should probably get one today. And then I felt like 2 was better than 1, so I got the 2 canisters, and then I got those orange lights. I think I'm gonna put them in the basement, maybe. We watch a lot of movies down in the basement, so I thought that could be festive down there. So of course I had to wipe everything down. That stuff smells so good. And then this is the only one that I had found. John had seen it and picked it up, and it happens to be the same as I was gonna say flavor, the same scent as the one I had already lit. But I love the packaging this year. I love the packaging. It's my favorite of all the years I've been buying these candles. These just come from like my grocery store. Like my favorite scent is the pumpkin caramel cheesecake, and I would check the app like every single day to see when they were in stock, and they just never showed in stock. And I've gone to a bunch of different stores like an hour away. It's terrible. It's really not that big of a deal. I really love those candles in the fall. So my plants are doing pretty well. I actually got this macrame set from Amazon. It came with 5 or 6 different ones, but I love these ones that I put in the living room. One has 3 and one has 2, and then I have like one in the kitchen and the dining room and the bathroom. Just really good. I think they were only around $25. I thought that was a pretty good deal, but I just really love the multiple ones, so very excited about that. Most of the plants are doing much better than when I first got them. So especially the spider plant, the leaves were so skinny when I first got it, and then it grew a whole bunch and the leaves are huge on it now in comparison. So this is my first year having this shelf here. I used to have a different one, but I recently got this shelf. So this is kind of how I decorated it. I decided to put the birds on here, and then I have some like battery timer candles in those little glass jars. And I don't know, I usually like set things up and then I'll kind of look at it for a couple days and change it around. But this is one of the birds that I have that's not from the dollar store. It's like a nicer quality one. So this is, I think I got this one first, and then I noticed I had this one for quite a few years. It's definitely like very ready for Thanksgiving kind of bird. But they're like, I've noticed since I bought that new one though, that the quality of the older ones is even better. Like even though they were both from the dollar store, so the quality has definitely gone down, but they definitely cost more than they used to. So I don't know. I feel like the quality of everything has gone down and the price has gone up though, so I guess that's just standard procedure from now on. I tend to pretty much decorate like the same way a lot, especially if I'm like living in the same place, which now we've been living here since 2021. So I kind of just like find what I like and I'll just keep doing that. And sometimes I add in something different, but I kind of like doing it the same way every year because it just makes it easier. But so I like the way this turned out. I wasn't sure at first, but I ended up leaving it this way, and so it's kind of what it looks like. I just put like those little like foam pumpkins just kind of throughout. I think I got like the big bag of them, like I thrifted a few years ago, which I'm still using them, so it's pretty good. And then since I have a bunch of battery like timer things, I asked John to get batteries because we were out, and then he just bought the like great value ones, and I was like, oh, okay. I was hoping that we could get name brand ones because they last longer, like with the lights. And then I was like, but this is fine, like you don't need to get more. But then he was out like later, and he saw the Energizer were on sale, so he bought a bunch of those as well. So I have these couple of pumpkins, so I thought I would put timer lights inside them, but I'm still not sure about that. I thought maybe I could put like leaves in there too with the lights, but I do have this little container that I keep all the batteries in, so I just filled that up and I put fresh batteries in all the timer lights. And then I was doing some more cleaning upstairs in my room. I've got these little like, since not feeling well, I've gotten a lot of like make it easier to clean things. So these little like Swiffer things that I go over the floor with. And basically it's just like, it looks like the floor's clean, but it's like there's so much of my hair and Marley's fur. That's like all that it is on her floor. It's like these, if I go more than like 2 days, they'll just be these huge like tumbleweeds of hair and fur. But after I got that done, I decided to wash the sheets, and it was a nice day, so I could hang them out on the line, which I love. And I got a bunch of like food prep done too. I usually try to do that when I'm feeling good, so that I can have like healthy food ready to eat if I'm not feeling good. So I just have salads there for myself, and then like grain bowls in behind it, and then I just put John's food like on a different shelf. Sometimes we eat the same thing, but not always. Then I made some like homemade dressing to put on them as well, but I'm having like, I call it like a Cobb salad. It's kind of Cobb salad-y vibes. This is one of my favorite things to eat, but it has like chickpeas in it, so that's like a source of protein. Got a little vegan blue cheese in there. I've got some like grilled tofu that I swear I've like nailed because it tastes just like chicken almost. I guess I could say what I remember that tasting like, because for a person who eats chicken, they'd be like, this tastes nothing like chicken. It's hard to explain. It's just really, really, really good tofu. So I have that in there. And I also have like tofu bacon in there, so it's like pretty high in protein. Makes me feel very satisfied. So I was hanging up my laundry outside, and I noticed, I think this must be like a crab apple tree, because the apples were kind of small, but my neighbor has a lot of like plants and flowers and stuff over there. But I love hanging my sheets out on the line, so I did that. And then while I was out there, I picked these cucumbers from the garden. We grew so many cucumbers this year, and I actually don't like those kind of cucumbers, so John had a lot of cucumbers to eat, although he'll actually just eat like a whole cucumber, like with salt and pepper on it, which I don't know. I just don't like those kind of cucumbers. But then this is like my grain bowl, also tofu, chickpeas. It's kind of almost like the salad, but it has like kale in it, and I usually do like quinoa. It's like probably one of my favorite grains to do. And then I think this might have been the last episode of Dynasty, or like maybe I had one or two left. John played baseball this summer, so usually when he was playing baseball, I would just watch my own shows or whatever. So now I'm up real early again. I feel like the time isn't showing up, but I think it's like 5 in the morning. So I've been reading this series. So I was reading that book kind of, early in the morning, keeping Marley company. She likes to sleep in the chair. And then as soon as she knows I'm awake, she like jumps up on the bed. It's really cute. But after I got done reading for a while, I went and made another coffee. I decided to clean out my vanity. I just basically was on a mission to clean like the whole entire room and get everything set up. So I pulled out all the brushes that were dirty so I could wash those later, but I just went through everything in the whole vanity and got rid of anything that I didn't need or wasn't going to use. I have a very minimal amount of makeup though. I usually just have like one of everything, and then when that runs out, I'll buy another one, or if it's like too old, I'll get a new one. And it was, John had been up and stuff and started work so I could make noise. So I put on another one of those like cheesy fall movies while I was like in there doing stuff as kind of background noise. They're just so festive, but they're so cheesy. But I do the same thing with the Christmas ones, like especially at the beginning of the year. It like gets me into the holiday spirit, so got the vanity all done, and then I decided to like clean all of my devices and get them all charged. So the next book in the series I was gonna read, like get on Kindle, so I was like, oh, I should get that like charged. And I broke out my Halloween phone case, and I have this cute Christmas one too. I'm the kind of person that just keeps the same phone until they basically like make it so that like the phone's not really gonna work because it's so old. So yeah, they keep saying you're eligible for an upgrade. They keep like trying to get me to upgrade, but I'm always just like, I'm fine with the phone I have. So I think I've had it for like 4 or 5 years now. So it's, I don't know, I think they're on what, like iPhone 15 now? I think mine's like a 7. But it still works fine, so I don't care. And then the other phone that I was showing you, is my old phone from before this one, but I still use that one all the time if I'm like watching something. Like if I'm cooking, I'll be watching something on that phone, so that's why it has that case. It's like little bunny ears, but they're kind of like a kickstand, so I just leave that case on all the time. But then I decided that I wanted to clean out this closet, mainly because I really needed to get at my craft supplies, but I think I must have inspired John because I had set my bag of clothing outside of the door to my room, but then when I looked in, because that closet is in his room, I noticed like he had a bag full of clothes, so he like went through his clothes on his own. So that was a very nice surprise because usually I have to like gently initiate that process, but I didn't at all this time. I try actually like to not bug John so much with like all of my crazy like stuff. So I try to like hold back. Yeah, but sometimes I do lose it. So it happens occasionally. But anyway, I'm cleaning out this closet because it was bugging me. And then I think I've mentioned this in another video, but like all of my salt and pepper shakers like shattered when the shelf fell off the wall. It's been like months now. Like no, it's been almost a year. So I saved all the pieces and they're just in this box in the closet. Eventually I want to try to salvage them and glue them back together, but I'm still not ready to do that. I'm still like heartbroken over it. But those birds also didn't fall off the wall. I was actually carrying them and somehow they fell, and they're made from like chalk, so I'm actually surprised they didn't break worse than they did. But I put those in there to join the little vintage hospital. But I did find, I wanted to get in there to get to some of my craft stuff, because I had just kind of shoved it in the closet when I put the bed in the other room. So I did find my little latch hook kit, the mushroom one that I got at the antique market. I really want to do that one this year, so I wanted to get that out. And then I had just found another one recently, so I think I'm going to work on those both this fall. But I got things straightened up in here, and so it's not just such a crazy mess, which I feel much better about. It's not perfect, but I did find the things I was looking for, which is nice, and it does look better than it did before. I thought I might have more stuff to go through and get rid of, but the only thing that I'm going to get rid of is these two like satin pillowcases. They're supposed to be like good to sleep on, like for your hair, but I can't stand them. I've tried a bunch of different times and I just hate the feeling of it. So it just feels too slippery. So I've used them like I think 3 times, so they're practically new, but I just know I would think about using them, but I never would. So I just decided to donate those. Maybe someone else can make use of them. So I set my little mushroom kit there in the little side table, and I had like moved the books to that little kind of makeshift TV stand. And then this does have some of my craft stuff on it too. And then behind that little TV thing, kind of in the corner, I'm like hiding some craft things. Actually, there's a lot of picture frames there because I've been wanting to do a gallery wall, but like I don't have enough yet, and I've been like trying to get pictures from my family, but this doesn't seem to be working out. So, and I just was like, felt defeated. But overall, again, it's not perfect, and it only took like a week, but it feels way better in here, and things seem more organized, and I've like gone through all of the areas and things, so it's feeling a bit lighter, and I'm feeling quite a bit better. I washed all my makeup brushes, so I felt great about getting the bedroom done. Like, you have no idea. For months I've been, anyway. So then it was time to go and clean out our booth. So unfortunately I was feeling so sick for most of it that I wasn't really there, but we, way back in July, we had decided to set up a booth in this it's actually like an old church that I think was used as an art gallery. So like they built all these little booths in it, but then they were doing this kind of flea market booth thing. So I have tons of vintage things. I thought we should do that. John has a bunch of like video games. I don't think I got like his side of it, but he has like tons and tons of video games that he sells online and stuff. So we're like, yeah, let's do that. It'll be fun. Which I guess I didn't really get to go there very much, but it was really fun setting it up. And it was really hot in there though, so I'm like getting fresh air because one of us had to stay there while we were cleaning it out. So it was like packing it up, and John was taking carloads like either to our house or to our storage unit. But so I got some fresh air, and then I thought I would show you around a little bit. So this is like the front of the church, I guess, like where the altar would have been. They do have these like pretty cool looking lights in here. This church would have been built in the 1950s, I believe. But yeah, it's weird because our storage unit is actually in another church that's like converted into storage units, but they sold like coffee here. I never got any, but not like, obviously it wasn't open during this time, so people have like usually people have like curtains or doors over their booths, but some of them don't, so I just went into those ones that didn't have those. But I did notice in here, this is like a woman who like knits things, and I noticed that she had witch hats knit for only $10. I can't believe they were only $10, and I wanted to get one, but I totally forgot about getting one, and now it's closed for the year, I think. So basically we were cleaning it out because we decided not to do it in September. So we like had our last weekend there, and then we're like, it was really fun and everything, and we did make some sales, but it just doesn't get enough traffic to justify the cost every week, like to rent the booth. So especially where we sell online, and that's like, we don't have to pay an overhead for that really. So yeah, but some people sell like homemade things. John had some blackberry jam from that woman who makes the blackberry jam, and it was good. This one is like all Christmas, but it's not really vintage, or like what I would consider vintage Christmas. So, but it's pretty cool that it's all vintage. Although I did notice this like Power Rangers stocking and this Partridge Family Christmas album. It took some restraint for me to not buy that, but I was like, no, I already have like probably 100 Christmas records. Do I need another one? But it was fun to look around. That's another cool thing of like when you're down there working, you could like go around and look at other stuff. And this Christmas sweater, I want it so bad. Every single week that I was there, I would look at it and be like, oh, I really want that. But then if I like made a sale, I would think, should I spend all of the money I just made? So I never ended up getting it. So they have like big booths and then smaller booths. I loved this sign. I'm like, same. I've been thrifting since the early 90s, so for like over 30 years. And it definitely was not cool when I did it in the 90s. Whenever I see that Energizer Bunny, it just reminds me of like Christmas in the 80s. I don't know. I think they used to have a lot of Christmas commercials with the Energizer Bunny, but that's what it reminds me of, is like, you know, getting toys for Christmas and needing batteries and all that. So it was really, really hot in there. That was one like bad thing about it. But I had made us these fans out of like a poster board, and they actually helped a lot. We didn't have any power in our booth, like there was no outlets, so kind of sucked. So it took a long time. So we're finally back home with Marley. It took like hours that evening. So and then we had a whole bunch of stuff in the living room. So, but it was already like, I think almost 8 o'clock by the time we got home. So I was like, I'll just deal with that tomorrow. So that's what I did. So it's the next day, having some lunch, my little green bowl, and I'm just gonna have that in the living room. And then I had to like deal with all of this stuff, like sort it out and I had all these VHS that I tried to sell down there, but they didn't. But then they did sell online, thankfully, like on Facebook Marketplace. So I moved like my computer and printer and kind of like all of my Etsy stuff down here in the basement. So I'm just kind of, it's like where we keep all our movies, kind of like a little video store. I think I might film like an updated tour of that soon, because it's different than how it used to be. But this kind of built-in like desk thing was here when we moved in, so I've just been kind of using that as like my desk and where I do like Etsy things. So kind of just working on that. Now that I'm feeling a little better, I try to work on it every once in a while. But since I cleaned up my vanity, I needed some new mascara, so I went to the drugstore to get some of that. I couldn't film where I picked it up though, because there was someone else there, but I noticed there's quite a few like drugstore brands that have come out with like a vegan line. So that was Revlon's back there, but CoverGirl has had theirs out for a while. So I think this Cleantopia mascara is vegan, but it's like $17.99, and this mascara is like $5, and it's honestly probably the best mascara I've ever used. So I'm not sure if that one is vegan or not, but they have this whole line called like Clean Fresh that has like pink packaging. So I really only needed the mascara, but I do check, like if I notice something on sale that I use anyway, even if I don't need it at that time, I'll buy it and then just save it, like keep it in the package till I need it. And then Rimmel has had this Kind and Free line for a while now too, so I use some of their stuff sometimes. But I noticed that they have like added to the line because there's things that I hadn't seen before, so it must be doing fairly well. So I think that's cool, because when I first went vegan, it was definitely not the easiest to find products like without having to like order online and like pay shipping and stuff. It's just, the more convenient it is for people, probably the more people will maybe try it. So it always makes me happy to see that. And then the dollar store is right next door to the drugstore, so I just went in there to have a little look and see if they had any Halloween things or fall things out, and they did already have Halloween out, which kind of surprised me. And then people always want to know, because I'm vegan, if there's things that I miss, and not really for the most part, but candy corn is one of those things. I'm sure that there's probably a company that makes vegan candy corn, but I've never seen it before. But I would be very happy to have some of that. So it's usually just seasonal things is the thing that comes up the most, where I just think, oh, I would love to have that. Just the convenience of being able to just go buy something in a store versus like ordering it from some specialty website. So Dawn always dresses up like a vampire for Halloween, like in the same vampire outfit, like very like Victorian vampire. And I always say that he should get some type of like those kind of little like IV bags or something. I was like, oh, it'd be so cool if that was like, you know, hanging next to you or something. Just like you're drinking blood. Or it'd be cool if we could give out like a vampire themed like treats or something. But we actually get like 100 kids. And so I saw those treat bags, which it's been really hard to find every year. So when I saw them, there's 25 in a pack. So you usually get 4 packs, but I always want to try to find like a paper version to use, but I can never find them, or it's like a pack of 6, which we get like 100 kits. So luckily there was 3 more packs there, so exactly 100 treat bags. So it's like, we need to get these today, otherwise the same thing will happen. So because I couldn't get paper ones like last year, I was like, you know what, let's just not do treat bags. But I felt really bad because John was super stressed, because obviously 100 kids is a lot, but sometimes a lot of kids come at once, and it's easier if you can just pick up the treat bag, like the amount of treat bags you need. We also give out chips too, so we usually have like a bowl of chips and a bowl of treat bags, and I'll just like refill it like as he needs more. So after last year he was like, we have to get treat bags, this is too stressful. So I was like, okay, it's fine. But yeah, they had quite a bit of Halloween out. And then like a few days from this video, I go to another dollar store that's bigger, which I think I vlogged that, and they actually had Christmas out. And this is like the first week of September. I was like, this might be a bit much. I noticed these skeletons on the pumpkins, and I loved them so much. Alright, so then I went home. We were gonna watch a movie that night, so I made that dip that I'm always raving about from the vintage cookbook that I made it in one of my videos. It's really good with vegetables, which is what I usually eat it with, but it is good with like plain chips as well. It's so good. So I wanted to have that as a movie snack later, so I got it ready. So I'll show you, I did end up getting the treat bags, which I'm so happy that we already have them. I don't have to stress about it later. And then I did get one each of those little skeletons on the pumpkins. And then John got this for his like bookshelf. He has like a bunch of just unusual, interesting things on his bookshelf. If you watch his videos ever, his bookshelves are usually in the background. And then I noticed they had this Christmas soap in there. It's probably like last year's stock, I would guess, but I just figured I would buy it anyway. I think I might have some Christmas soap left from last year already. And then of course I got my mascara. And then this was like the best unexpected find ever. I got these slippers for $5. I'm a huge slipper enthusiast. Like, I'm always wearing slippers. I had like basically these same slippers in my Amazon cart for like months. They're like $20, $25, and I was like, you know, these are probably not great quality. Like, do I really want to spend $25 on slippers that are probably going to last like 2 months? So that's why I didn't buy them. But they were just there in the cart, and I'd look at them every now and then and be like, I should get them. I'm like, no, I don't want to spend the money. So saw them for $5, and I was like, yes. So we were watching Beetlejuice that night in the basement. So it was all cozy with my snack and my slippers, and it was lovely. I love watching movies in the basement because it's super cozy. I don't feel like our living room is cozy. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It just doesn't feel cozy. At least not right now. I have some ideas that could help improve it, but for now it just doesn't feel cozy. So usually watch in the basement. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling now. I feel like I say that in every single video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I know it was a really long one, but I cut out about a half hour to 45 minutes, so I tried my best. Anyway, I know some of you like long videos. Personally, I love long videos too. Like, if I see if someone's uploaded a video that's like 45 minutes long, I'm all in on that. If I see a video that's like 15 minutes, I'm like, oh, I'll watch it another time. So I don't know. I just prefer it myself. And I never watch shorts. Like, I don't have TikTok. I rarely ever watch any YouTube shorts or anything. Like, I'm just not into that. Not into it. Anyway, I'm actually going to stop rambling now. So thank you for watching. There will be more vlogs soon. Hopefully I can get like fully caught up, and then it'll be like new videos. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.